solve polynomial equation in factored form. All right. Zero product rule. That just means if you got a string of things multiplied together, if any one of those things is zero, the whole thing is zero, correct?
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be only two things, but we're getting near the point where we're just going to have two binomials being multiplied together, or a monomial and a binomial. If one of those things, one of those terms is zero, then the whole thing is going to be zero. That's important. It's a good rule to know because it helps you to solve for your variables. So let's take a look at what one will look like here. Example 1. Two binomials, x minus 4 and x plus 3 equals 0. X minus 4, x plus 3 equals 0. So, there's two things here. X minus 4 and x plus 3, because there's two sets of parentheses. So either this is 0 or that's 0. If neither one equals 0, if neither parentheses equals 0, then it can't be equal to 0. You all understand that?
They could both be 0.
Yeah, they both could be 0. But here's how you solve this. So because of what we said, we're going to say either x minus 4 equals 0 or x plus 3 equals 0. And then you solve it. What do you get?
Either x equals 4 or x equals negative 3.
Yeah, just like that.
Or both.
No,
Oh yeah, you're right.
can't be both unless they're both the same parentheses.
Or there's different variables to
Right.
track.
But you're not going to have that full over. Yeah.
So you couldn't write them like x equals 4 and then like under 1 and then x equals negative 3 under the other binomial. You have to write them like you did.
Write it like this.
What?
That way there's no question. Okay? Alright, ready? That's okay. Yeah, I just want to know what the values of x are. Okay? Could be.
And we're not going to do workbook over this, are we?
No. No workbook page over this section. Okay. Example, hold on a second. Let's do this next thing. Factor. Here we start getting into some of the things we need to know. What is common? And we don't just want the numbers, we also want the letters. And for those of you who struggle with this concept, let me rephrase it. What does each term divide by? It has to be the same thing. Okay? Actually, that's a statement. All right? So we've done this before. Let's do example 2. 12x squared plus 4y. Now, that's not an equal sign. We're taking this expression and we're going to find the greatest common factor. What number goes into both of these terms? What letter goes into both? One or the other? at the very least, get this through your head right now, at the very least, you can always factor out a 1. You all understand that? That's important, because there are going to be times where you're like, that's not factorable. Well, yeah, it is. And you'll need to factor out a 1 on some things. Okay, so don't forget that. Luke?
Just 4, no letters.
Yeah, so 4 is the greatest common factor. I can divide both of these by 4. I can't divide by 6. Everybody get that? It's the greatest number that will go into both, and also the letter. There's no common letters. So 4 is the greatest common factor. Now, I'm not going to stop there. If they just ask for the greatest common factor, that would be your answer and you can stop. But I want to take this to the next level because I want you to get used to what we're going to do. Yeah.
If it's 4x instead of y, if that was the case, would it be x or would it be nothing? Would it be 4x?
You take out the x. And the answer to that question as far as your exponent is concerned, it's the lowest exponent in all of them. So if you had x's in each of these, and this was just an x to the first, you take out an x to the first. Because remember, when you multiply by distribution, remember when you multiply like variables, you add the exponents. So if you're dividing, because that's what we're really doing here, factoring out means we're dividing, that means you're subtracting them. Okay, so here's what it would look like. So what you're doing is you're doing the backwards distribution here. So what is this first term if I take a 4 out of that? 3x squared, good. Plus, and what is this term? What if I factor out a 4y? What would go in this position?
Nothing. 1.
1. Remember, nothing doesn't disappear. Okay. So that's that answer. Any questions so far? We got a lot of examples here. Example 3. Let's see if you can do this one without me. 14x squared plus 8x. Go ahead and tell me. Go ahead and get the greatest common factor, and then show me the what's left in the parentheses. And again, this is all this is manipulation, guys. Manipulating what it looks like. Min.
2x parentheses 7x plus 4.
Okay, so 2x is what he says goes into both of these. X is definitely correct. Alright. 2 goes into both 14 and 18. Can you get a higher number or not?
No.
Alright. So that's 7x. Sorry. 7x plus 4. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Next one. First of all, show of hands, who got number 3 right? Oh, wow, you guys are great. Might not have to do a review. Oops, example 4. Hold on, that's wrong. Example 4. Solve. Okay? 2x squared minus 10x equals 0. Now let me show you how to do this. As soon as you're ready. 2x squared minus 10x equals 0. The way it is right now, you can't necessarily solve it. Could if you work through it. But I'm going to show you what I want you to do. We're going to factor it first. So everybody go ahead and factor this the way you did these up here. No. Yeah, after you're done factoring, it'll be equal to 0 again. Follow along, Reggie?
Yeah.
Alright. So, now guess what we have? We have the zero product rule. Either 2x is 0, or x minus 5 is 0. If 2x is 0, then 0 times x minus 5 is going to be 0. If x minus 5 is 0, then 2x times 0 is 0. So now solve it. So here's what you have. You have 2x equals 0, or x minus 5 equals 0. And then you solve those. Divide off 2, x equals 0.
And 5.
And 5. Good.
Can't x always equal 0?
Always?
No, not if you're doing just addition.
Right. Okay, example 5. Solve this. 3x squared equals 21x. Now here's my advice. Get everything on one side of the equal sign.
Except x.
No, everything. Because you want it to be set equal to 0. And I want you to get used to that habit. Because as we progress through these chapters, you're going to want to have everything set equal to 0. Unless I tell you something specifically different. Okay? So we want to move this to the left side. So that's 3x squared minus 21x equals 0. Now you can factor it.
Wait, wouldn't that be 1? No. I don't know.
So factor it, everybody. What's the factored form, Nate?
3x parentheses x minus 7.
Excellent. Now everybody solve it. Zero product rule. Either 3x equals 0 or x minus 7 equals 0. What is it?
I think we should go with
Yep, 0 and 7. Pretty simple so far. Just to kind of give you a taste of what this really is talking about. Notice there's no y in this equation. Y is 0. What this is getting you ready for graphing. What are my x values when y is 0? So this is showing you how to solve the equation. If we get into chapter 10, you'll be doing more of that. So that's just to give you an idea of
So
what.
then you just plug in 0 for y?
Yeah, because eventually we'll put y up here. That's all. Same stuff. All right, example 6 is negative 12x squared equals 24x. Now everybody do this on your own. Negative 12x squared equals 24x. So get everything on one side of the equal sign. Work it out. Who got 0 and negative 2? Raise your hand. Alright, you guys are brilliant. 2 more examples. Example 7. Everybody factor this. 20x squared y squared minus 5xy.
I did that last one kind of different.
It's alright.
I just had a positive 12 and I had negative x minus 2 on the inside. But I got the same answer.
Yeah, you got the same answer. Here's my advice on that. And this will kind of give you a warning for what's coming up. If you factor out a negative, that's probably what you're going to need to do later on. Because it changes things. It's for future purposes. If you can factor out a negative from that, then that's what you should do. You don't have to, but later on you're going to want to have that as an option. Yeah, Nate?
5xy parentheses 4xy plus 1.
Minus 1. Who got that right? Oh my gosh, this is easy. You might be able to move ahead here in a little while. Example 8, last one. Here we go. This is a long one. Negative 3x to the 5th minus 51x cubed plus 21x squared. Factor it. try it again. What can you do? This came from your book.
Well, the book's the one where it is.
Should be done. You haven't figured it out yet, here's how you start it. Negative 3x squared is what you should be factoring out. You figured it out
Oh,
from
I
there.
did positive.
Hmm?
I did positive.
That's fine, I'd rather you, if the first term's negative, I'd rather you factor out the negative, so that we're all on the same page. You don't have to, but I'd rather you do it that way.
Wait, so you do it by what the first term is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
So you just subtract the exponents from.
What you're finding is coordinates.
So you just subtract the exponents and divide.
Yeah, you subtract the exponents and you divide the number. So this is going to be x cubed. This will be plus 17x minus 7. You got it right.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Assignment. And since you guys did such an awesome job, I'll make it smaller. Seriously, I was going to give you quite a bit. So,
Why you don't do it ahead?
you know what? We'll just do this. We'll just do, who worked ahead? I'll give those as bonus points. So 4 to 48 evens. The mixed review even will be bonus. So everybody has that opportunity, all right?
I'll just do it.